For all those who don't know us, we are PEP.
Fellas, good evening. Welcome to the 15th episode of Fresh Start Live with Fee and Pat, where the motto is, stay ready, keep them getting ready. I'm Pat.
And I'm Fee.
All right, we got a pretty good topic today, fellas. This week we're talking about building multiple sources of income. Man.
Actually, I feel it's good to be back. Thank you, Donald, for warming up my seat for 1 week. I feel totally, uncomfortable when I'm not in the seat on Tuesday. But I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it was a heavy load to carry, but yeah, he was willing, so that was cool. Jonathan Steele, we see you early.
So yeah, today is this topic on building your multiple source of income. So what have you done, or what is your second source of income since you've been out?
I've had various, and most of them was just opportunities that, to be honest, it was just a second source of income. But now I'm in a situation where I have a second source of income because it's needed for something, and it doesn't come out of my personal budget. So
I mean, you clearly can pay for what it is from your first source of income. Why would you need a second source, a third source, a fourth source?
It's easier. I mean, it's easy because I have a budget that I'm committed to sticking to. Mm-hmm. And because this was something that I hadn't planned for, really. I thought about for years, but I hadn't planned it when I set my budget. So it was like, you know what, why impact or affect my budget for what I'm trying to do when I can just take 2 or 3 hours here and there and get the additional money that what I'm trying to do. So
remember that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? We're talking about if you want something bad enough, you creating a source of income that's going to pay for that.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, to me, it's not about making more money. Is number one is how bad do I want the other thing, and number two is let's try to figure out how to pay for that with another source of income. Right,
and and that was one of my things, because in going back to school, one of the things I wasn't going to do was do student loans, So and this opportunity was perfect.
Why not? They've been canceling it left and right.
I feel
I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to go into that.
I feel like if you got them, pay for them. They have different things in place right there. But yeah, if you got them, pay for them. But I just found a way to where, you know what, I can do this, be comfortable, and then take care of this. And
how do you evaluate what is the right source, second or third or fourth source of income?
For me, it's
for you,
like
how do you know which one? You taking on a second job or building something that is keep investing on something? How do you know which one is right for you?
I think because there's a sacrifice that's involved, and doing any other venture in addition to what I do daily, it's a sacrifice of time. And for me, it's like getting the most impact out of giving up the least amount of time. Mm-hmm. So in the situation that I'm in, it's like 3 hours a week. So a total 9 hours, 12 hours a month for $1,200
mm-hmm.
to offset, $2,500 a class for, and by the time I complete a class, I'm back in circulation as far as the money.
So you trading your time for the source of it, for another source of income.
Yeah.
All right. So when you stop trading your time, that income stop.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you didn't have to do or whatever you need to do for this source of income, what would you do during that free time?
What would I do during that free time? Well, I look at it like this. If I wasn't doing what I was doing for that free time, I wouldn't be what I'm doing the free time for. Meaning, if I wasn't giving up that 3 hours, I wouldn't be going to school because it wouldn't make sense to me from where I'm trying to go financially to do school. Okay. So
yeah, for me, when I'm thinking with that decision is if I don't use 3 hour to make money, I'm actually using 3 hours to
spend
waste money.
Yeah.
Whether I'm sitting in front of TV, turn it on and watching it, actually I'm wasting the energy that running that
Opportunity
TV.
cost too.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
So that to me is like, okay, which one do you invest your time in? All right. Have you ever thought about creating a source of income where is keep on giving you revenue when you're not even doing any work later on?
Yeah, residual income. Yeah, so I actually have a plan in place. We're starting 2022. I don't have a desire to own a house personally,
Mm-hmm.
but we want to start me and a group, a PEP guy. We're gonna start buying rental properties.
Okay.
So that's our plan.
So why do you think this is going to be a good investment or a good way to?
I mean, people gonna always need shelter,
Uh-huh.
and the way that, like I say, the way the city is set up. I mean, yeah, people are always gonna need housing, most definitely. And I think that that's something, as long as you continue to get the right people living in the house, and you making sure you're taking care of the maintenance, that it'll stand the test of time. So, and if nothing else, you'll own the land over time.
Yeah, you think it's amazing? Like on a Friday night, you have a choice of you going out with this group and spend money, or you going and meet this group and talking about which houses to buy, who to rent it out, and actually after that meeting, you are creating more money, and the other one is you're actually wasting money.
Right. I mean, you create money, and you're strategizing, and it hadn't cost you any. Like I said, it hadn't cost you any money.
Yeah.
As well as bad decisions that could have happened in the process of going out spending money.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, and it's good to be around people. One of the things I've been saying, going around a lot lately, that if you're in the midst of 5 millionaires, what do you have?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is eventually 6.
Mm-hmm.
So like-minded people, and I think that's a beautiful thing when you go to talking about building multiple sources of income. And I'm seeing a lot of that with our participants on social media.
Yeah.
So,
I taught my daughters, about going to work and making money, and then or telling them, you now you go to work, you make money, but and then what are you going to do with that money? You spend it, you put it in the bank. What do you do with it? And trying to telling them you got to figure out how to make your money, make more money for you. And it seemed like it's very foreign to them, and it's feel good trying to explain to kids on something that they wouldn't learn in school.
yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of education. I think they spend a lot of time preparing students and kids to take tests, but they don't prepare them for life. And if they move the curriculum towards entrepreneurship curriculum, it'd be great. Because I think one of the things that I had to learn as an adult that I wasn't taught as a youngster, because when you grow up in poverty, you're not trained how to build. You're trained how to struggle, because it's basically all it is, because all you see is living paycheck to paycheck. But one of the things I learned as adults, 3 things that you should do, and that is invest, buy property, and have some ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And ownership in something that's not going to depreciate as soon as you buy it, but actually, got the opportunity to appreciate. And it's the concept of creating generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing for kids.
So some people go into casino and gamble. Is that the second source of income?
No, that's just a high risk gamble, and being a person that have taken that high risk gamble on several occasions. Yeah,
So
I mean,
what if that individual is consistently making money going gamble, going to the casino?
The odds are against him. I mean, if he's consistently making money and he's not cheating, I think eventually it'll catch up with him. Because you see people who will go to the casino, get lucky, and they may win $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. But when you factor in what they've lost and what they're going to lose, chasing that next $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, they really didn't win anything.
So going to casino, to you is not a second source. I mean,
Nah, I think it's got too much risk involved.
What about those people put money in the stock market?
I mean, that's an educated, calculated risk.
Some people are just, I don't know, I'm just hearing AMC or put money in AMC.
And if you look at who's been putting money in AMC for the last 10 years and who just put money in AMC over the last 2 months, I think that's the difference between your education and your gamblers. Because I think a gambler is not going to have any information. He's just going to go on what everybody is telling him is hot. Whereas people who've studied the trends and really studied the whole concept of investing in the market, then it's not so much of a gamble to them.
What about those people put money in cryptocurrency?
Big gamble. And I gambled in that. And I think in gambling that, my fear ended up being the best thing that happened for me in that, because I wasn't trying to get rich. I made a nice little piece of change and got out. But you have people who probably end up losing more by staying longer. But I think, again, that's a gamble.
So I'm trying to eliminate some of the sources. Most people think it would be extra income. So casino is not.
No.
I guess day trading or just going with everybody's.
Going with the trends.
Meme stocks.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a good source of income. So to you, what is?
So I think one of the things that I'm seeing now with the invention of all these different apps is a person can actually take their vehicle and turn it into another stream of income.
So you either use your talent, your resource, your network, something you have to put in beside cash, right?
Yes.
So if you just put cash in there and trying to get cash back, that's wouldn't be a good. That's gambling.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think out there? We had Brandon, J. Moore, Roger, Willis, Mikey. What are your source of income? Extra source of income?
BG. Yeah, BG. I kind of alluded to Corey earlier. He's got I haven't really studied him, but in just what I've seen from the surface, he's putting a blueprint together. And that's something else I think people got to understand when it comes to multiple streams of income, because something works for somebody else, it may not work for you. So you got to make sure you do your research and that you're really committed. Because like when I started the cleaning service, it wasn't my passion. It was just an opportunity that presented itself. And because it wasn't my passion, when there was something that was required of me, I didn't feel it was worth my time. And I was kind of like, no.
It reminded me about Fredo. How many different business have he jumped in? He in one business, and he had a side business and a side business. I have to give it to him. He consistently. You know what the saying is, like, before you have a job, my job is to looking for a job.
That's right.
So before he find his really good source of income,
he's constantly looking.
It was his work, to go out there to find which one is the right one for him.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So right now, he seems to be committed to the trucking.
And YouTube channels.
Okay.
Well, you know what time it is.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Time for reconnaissance mission.
Weekly blind daytime.
All right, so our contestant number one is Steven, and he had been out for a while. Came out a little bit rocky, but so far he's very solid, a married man, a good father, and working and building his second source of income.
That's right.
And he's doing very well.
Yes, he is. Golden rule. And contestant number two, Michael. Michael was released from Cleveland about 3 weeks ago, and unlike a lot of our guys, he's not at transitional house. He's actually living in Spring.
All right. So this segment is a little bit longer than normal. So I'll let Steve have the full 3 minutes of saying what his experience with Michael.
Take it away.
Go.
All right. Good afternoon. This is Stephen Golden with Class 21, Triumphant 21. My sweet name is Sweet cinnamon roll. It's been a while. A little cinnamon and a little sugar, and we be rolling. I'm supposed to turn around and do that, but I won't today. So essentially, I was one of those guys that went out on a blind date with a fresh participant that came home. It was a great experience. His name is Michael Mata. And so he and I met up at Texas Roadhouse, and things went well. And I didn't realize that the guys were that fresh, so it was about 2 weeks out for him. And I just asked him what he was struggling with, and he was transparent and said that he was struggling with anxiety, and I gave him some advice and kind of laced him up on what to do to combat that anxiety. And I told him that my weakness or my struggles over the 7 years that I've been home is just trying to find that same balance that we had on the inside as far as routine and things of that nature. It went very well. I try not to talk so much, but you guys that know me know that that's impossible. But for the most part, it's a good guy, had the principles down packed, and so we enjoyed a great meal together. I asked him also what he wanted from PEP or what he felt like he needed, and for him, it was more of the relationships and the networking that he felt like he needed. And I told him that you don't just get that by going to East School, you get that by building relationships. So if he wants to start a clothing company and he wants to look out, I told him that you're going to want to look out for somebody that does clothing. I told him about Marcus Hill, and I told him about the Cricket Machine and my wife and Little Country Grace and things of that nature, and how it's going to be important for him to actually try to foster those relationships, because for me, in the 7 years that I've been home, developing authentic relationships with my brothers in the program, both employees and non-employees alike, has been the difference maker in my life. I mean, I've had some guys that have walked through some genuine storms with me, and that I think that's what's making this difference with a lot of these guys out here. And so I gave him that. He seemed to be very receptive to that, and I told him that I would try to talk my wife into giving up one of her cricket machines and at least teaching him how to operate the cricket machine, because he didn't know anything about it. And so one of the questions was, am I going to stay connected with him? Absolutely. He actually stays pretty close to me, so I think it's in our mutual benefit to continue to be brothers throughout this program, and that's who we are. PEP Between the Rings. This is Stephen Golden with Golden Rule Relocations and Watch His Footwork and Movement, signing out.
All right, fellas. Man, y'all gonna let Steve have all that joy by himself, man. Don't miss out on your opportunity also, man, to become part of the Reconn and go and impact these guys' life. And more importantly, man, I think that it'll have an impact on you taking on another responsibility for your brothers. So contact Harvey. His contact is in the description. Contact myself. Contact your life caddy. You know, just get in touch with these guys. Before we get to our guests, man, let's acknowledge some of the side hustles we got going on up here. Let's see. We got Sergio. Say he's in construction, occasionally do side jobs. All right. Jeff, generate invoices as a subcontractor. It's pretty cool. Brandon Green. What did Brandon say? Stock market, turning hobby into profit. I ain't going to touch that. Real estate, empowering his wife to do the same. I think that's a beautiful thing. J Mo, passion and gifts. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing when you can make a family, create different revenue streams in the family. I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't have a family right now. So I guess without further ado, Fee.
What do you mean you don't have family? Yeah.
Well,
family.
I have a lot of family, but I mean, like the immediate family that when I go home, that if I don't flip on the light switch, if I don't pay the lights, and then the lights come on, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I think it's only fitting that you introduce our guests.
All right, so our guest today is a very special guest. We're talking about source of income. We at the point where we have done so many of them, and our feeling toward starting another one is not that dramatic. No. Or adding another one to what we already have is not that traumatic. Let bring Greg over, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
All right, Greg.
Welcome, bro. Welcome, bro.
All right, thank you for joining us. So, as we were
pleasure.
talking about the source of income, right? So, you come to my mind right away. So, let's introduce yourself, and then
My name is Greg Calamaco, Spring 19. My street name is Montana. Talking about, I don't want this pork chop. I want a new life, so to speak.
Montana. I don't think that's a sweet name.
Yeah.
How did you get away with that?
I don't know. That's what the guys gave me, so that's what I had to do, man.
Okay.
Who is Montana?
He's from Blood In, Blood Out.
Man, that's a
Not
mean
on
dude.
No. We need to work on changing that.
All right. So I know you're currently working, right? You went to school.
Still
You got
going.
your other source of income at the PEP Transitional House Manager, and you're starting a business.
Yeah.
So tell me what your frame of mind. Why would you want to take on 4 things in life right now?
Man, you know, one of the things that keeps me out of trouble, for one, I figure an idle mind is the devil's playground. So I figure if you can keep your mind occupied in just trying to do better for yourself and those that are around you that are watching you, I think that's all good, especially keeping yourself out of trouble and making money. Everybody wants to make money.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about your new venture, your new business.
Yeah, I'm going into stainless steel. I've always done stainless steel equipment, but I'm specializing in commercial kitchens, which is restaurants, cafeterias, you know, food trucks, anything of that nature. So, you know, I'd like to fabricate from new. That's where I'm trying to go to get my own steel shop. But where I can bend the metal, weld the metal, and you know, all that good stuff. But talking about a second source of income, sometimes right now when it's slow, I might have 3 apps open, you know, Let Go, Offer Up, a Marketplace, you know. So if somebody doesn't want to pay for brand new stuff, or they need a fryer or a steam table or anything, if I can make $100 or $75 off of flipping something, I just do it, you know. Anything will help.
Okay. So you also buy stuff and
Yeah,
resell.
I'll buy it and resell it if they don't want to pay for brand new.
Okay. What does the market look like for brand new stainless?
It's pricey right now, man. I think everybody knows right now the cost of products as far as lumber, steel, paint, all that's going up right now. So the price goes up on that. So a lot of people are just buying secondhand right now just to get by through the times right now.
So the trade-off is your time for whatever you're doing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
It's something, you know.
okay. So tell me about your business. Is fabricating, but you already right now, since you don't have a shop, how do you keep that running?
I've been fortunate enough to have 2 shops. You know, I got one here in Houston that, of course, I pay in my downtime to go in there and use their machinery to be in my metal, and then I got one in San Antonio, also
Okay.
the same thing.
And where your customer come from?
Customers come from word of mouth, offer up. You know, I'm just out there just pushing. I go and I go to restaurants. I talk. You know, hey, how you doing? I do this type of work. You know, people by word of mouth. Hey, I pass out business cards. Eventually, you know, they've been calling me. You know, I've been fortunate enough that they've been calling me.
So you do the vents, the
The
hoods.
vent hoods, steam tables, countertops, shelves.
I just want to know if you do one stainless steel product.
What, I could do anyone.
Do you fabricate the toilets?
Oh man, it could be done. Yes, I've done it.
No, I say do you.
No.
Okay,
I haven't
okay.
done it. I don't really want to, but they've been done.
Okay.
To not do them, sometimes you got to raise the price, but sometimes they pay that price.
So is this the business that you want to build up to the point where you're going to phase out wherever you're working at and kind of focus all on this business? You have a plan for that?
Yes, because right now I'm doing a lot of mom and pops, you know. I want to get into corporations, you know, HEBs, hospitals even. Majority of hospitals are all stainless steel, but you got to be incorporated with a lot of insurance and you know, and the right machinery, of course. to bend the metal.
So you know where to go to get help on that area?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
What's the next move for your business?
The next move is getting my own shop. Yeah, getting my own shop. Right now I'm going to school also for engineering because right now everything's done in AutoCAD. And they got these state-of-the-art machines that you just, they're all CNC computer numerical control operated. So you can program a machine just off of AutoCAD, and it automatically does the bending, cutting, whatever.
Okay. How much sleep do you get a night?
I get about 6 to 8 hours at night.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I try to be. Yeah, I function better by 10 o'clock. I'm an early sleeper, man. By 10 o'clock, I try to be out.
Okay.
Then
All
I
right,
wake
so
up.
you
at
managing
6.
your time very well.
Yeah, that's one thing I feel, especially at my age. I got to manage my time because if not, I'll be out there, but I won't be functional. So it's still a dead end, you know.
Okay. So Pat, every Friday he bring in these videos inside. You got any few word for the guys inside right now?
Yes, I do, actually. And I just want to encourage you guys in there to just find your passion, man. My passion is just geometry, figuring out numbers, and just find your passion, because if you don't find your passion, you can get so far, but then you give up, you know, eventually, because it ain't really what you want to do. So find your passion, stick by it, whatever trade you want to do, and just, man, never give up, man. Like I heard Pat talking about earlier, surround yourself with positive people, with millionaires, ask questions, you know, just always be eager beaver all the time. I mean, I'm 46 already, and I figure I'm going to be learning the rest of my life.
All right. Greg, we appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother.
Thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely.
All right.
I see you.
Before we roll to the next segment, I just gotta address Max real quick. So Max's second source of income is borrow money from rich people. Max, that's panhandling, which is a misdemeanor in the city of Houston. So fellas, if y'all still here at this point, that means you guys are still you guys are diehard PEP guys. So let's do an update. As far as what's going on the inside, so Cleveland is off of lockdown. They're catching up on their pitches for workshop. So I went by today and picked up pitches. Man, these guys, man, they're buying into the new concept of what we're trying to do. And I didn't think that they would buy in so quickly and that it would take off. But they're all in. I was at Estes also this morning, and again, Estes is moving a little slower, but the suggestion that I got to take in the stuff from Cleveland for them to see. So it's kind of like we're going to have like a virtual servant leader pool. So I think that's going to be pretty cool.
All right. For the outside, we've been calling all the guys who are interested in starting a business, B2B. As you know, B2B going to be on September 23rd. So the next time you guys going to hear from us is actually from our volunteer or advisor to call you to understand further about your business and what you need help with. But on the guys who want to start a business, we have eSchool 200, and we're going to change that up a little bit. So we want to make 2 to 3 weeks of focusing on the ideas, your business idea. Whether you have a business or not, you don't have a business, and then it just focus on your idea. You have a business, and then you can revisiting is your business is the right business. And we'll go through the exercise of the big idea canvas, and then we pitching it. After you go through it, pitch it, get advice from volunteers, and then you can take that concept and develop the business plan, and then that's going to be another 8 to 10 weeks.
Oh, wow. That sounds exciting. I mean, that's something, if I wasn't in school, I might have to check out eSchool 200. So, fellas, that's the update. So last week we talked a little bit. Fee asked me a question last week in absentia, and we said we would talk about it a little bit this week. And it was what was the question you asked me?
What's the meaning of the PEP wings? Because you was in the unit when that wing would drew out, put it on the wall. Some people even tattooed it on themselves. I don't want to say who it is,
So I think the meaning behind the wings actually grew over time.
Okay.
Because I believe what it was created for, I don't think there really was so much a meaning as opposed to I want to take what you want for a tattoo and doctor it up a little bit. And I think over the time as the Who Are We PEP, What Do We Live Between the Wings became a chant, and that's kind of what it's kind of took on. This is where we live between.
Well, what does
wings.
it mean to live between the wing?
I think it encompasses one, community, the 10 driving values, and being amongst a community that's got the same direction. We all trying to get to the same goal. You know, so it's kind of like the analogy you given me one time about us going down the highway. You know, I know that if I go to get out of my lane, I got somebody beside me that's gonna kind of get me back in line. You know, make sure I stay in my lane. You know, so it's deep.
So last Saturday, I was getting out of my car, trying to go into inside HEB. There's one guy just beat up in the parking and cut me right there, roll down the window and look at me. I said, "Who is this guy?" I mean, I recognize him, but it took me a few seconds. It's like, oh, it's a PEP guy. So
Oh,
he got
really?
out and hugging me and all of this, and I said, man, I gotta watch. I'm not saying I have to watch my back, but I'm just saying PEP guys everywhere. So
Everywhere.
I don't want to misrepresent myself. You know, it just I don't know. I got a brother all over the city.
I mean, and you think they just over the city, but how many times, like, Al and I was in Louisiana one time at the casino. Here comes one. We were on a cruise 3-4 times, PEP guys. You were in Mexico, PEP guys. I mean, you know, the thing about it is, I think that before long, the whole concept of 6 degrees of separation, no matter where you go, you're going to be within 6 people of a PEP guy. You know, so, yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing. So thank you for joining us, Stephen P. Martinez. We see you in the house. Brandon said Fee loves hugs. So that brings us to our Starbucks quiz, fellas. And let's see.
Give us something hard this time.
Something hard. I think we should keep it in line with our topic for today. Do we want to let staff answer this? Okay, staff can answer also. What is PEP's second source of income? It's open to everybody except for Fee and Greg and Edison. What is PEP's second source of income? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times.
So you telling me PEP is moonlighting?
Right, you know, sometime in life, you know, that's always been the story inside the unit since I came to PEP.
All right. So PEP have a side hustle.
There it is. David Herrera, thank you for joining us. Yeah, PEP got a side hustle. Let me see some of the side hustles I've heard. Everything from selling business ideas. That's how they was able to give guys $10,000 when they got out because they was making $100,000. That was one of the side hustles I heard. What else?
Max say transition house.
Look out, Max. Max, you're forbidden from answering any more questions. All right, Stephen Martinez.
Auto lap. You got to owe Steve a Starbucks.
Steve, I got you, Steve. I got you. So hit me up after we get off of here, and I got you. You shot late, XCOM Fitness. You shot straight, just shot late. All right, fellas. So we're going to get ready to wrap up, man. Remember, man, we're on a mission to celebrate 1 million stories. And with Greg joining us today, we're one closer to that goal. But also keep this in mind. Freedom demands responsibility, but responsibility demands accountability. So until we meet again, peace.
All right. See y'all next week.